Hello everyone, very warm welcome to all of you on the platform of the Academy. My name is AKHILESH and we are meeting here for Geography Optional Preparation and other topics of General Studies. So this particular webinar is meant for to understand why to opt geography. Our the first question, which is a classical dilemma for each and every student, is which optional should be opted for. So there are certain yardsticks, certain rules and manual that has to be followed in order to select the optional, and we are going to discuss those first. Then I will discuss my personal optional, and that is what geography. And I will tell you why to opt geography. There are certain rational ground to opting geography as an optional subject. And the third thing, how I will strategize the entire topic or this entire subject and how we will go for preparation. So let's do it. And I would like to share my screen so that I can give you the idea of some understanding that is pertaining to optional geography. Okay. So I'm just sharing my screen. So is it visible now? So let me share this first. So I think now I'm visible. So optional, this optional is going to make a huge difference, not only in qualifying this exam, in your mains exam, but also decide the rank. Yeah. That's why the optional, which contribute 500 marks, that is there in optional. And if you get good marks in your optional, certainly it will catapult you in the league, which is what the civil service, administrative service, or you can say all India service, IAS, IPS, or IFS. And indeed, good mark is required for these three services. That's why choosing the optional is going to be very strict. Again, there are many options, and anyone can at par with excellence in any of the optional if it has proper interest. So first thing to choose optional is what? Your interest. First guiding principle while choosing the optional is interest. If you are having some interest, good interest, not some interest, and you are die-hard fan of that very optional, then choose it. There are many optional like geography, social, sociology, PSIR, psychology, and many more. So this is what pertaining to interest, you should choose the optional in which you feel that yes, you can carry on this optional at the level which is required for UPSC preparation, not only preparation, but to qualify this exam up to means securing good marks. So your interest is very much required. Then the second thing which you should choose while choosing the optional, what are the fringe area? Fringe area. Fringe area, that is, you are also going for GS, four papers of GS, general study, and then there is essay writing also. So, is there any fringe area of that very optional? Suppose that you take the example of Hindi literature, English literature. So, if you are taking literature as an optional, so you are not going to have contribution in your GS. So, all these subjects are not having impact in your general study preparation. So if you have an optional which is having good fringe area, good association with your GS syllabus, that is going to be helpful in preparing the GS also. Fine. The third yardstick which you should follow is availability of guidance. Availability of guidance, notes, not only notes, but also test, not only test, but proper evaluation, and not only evaluation and test, but one-to-one mentoring. One-to-one mentoring. So that you can feel enriched, so that you can go for qualitative enrichment in your answers, isn't it? So availability of guidance that require good teacher, good facilitator, notes is automatically coming with the good teacher, then the test batteries, evaluation and mentoring. These are the things you have to find it out whether these are available things or not. And is it means availability of all these things should be ensured. So the optional which is going to have availability of guidance, good amount of notes, test, as well as evaluation and mentors. So that very optional is always suggested for UPSC preparation. And again, geography is going to be one of the topmost optional in this scenario. Also, you will find so many teachers, good teacher, competent teachers are there, notes is there, they are also going for test and evaluation, isn't it? So in that case, geography is well much qualified than the other optionals. And in fringe area, this topic with respect to geography, I will take it separately, because geography is one of the gem which is having lot of fringe area in your general study preparation. Fine. And the fourth, that is what that particular subject has performed well in UPSC or not. Subject's performance. So if you see this performance, that how many students have been selected in previous year exam. So in that scenario also, the top three subjects happen to be PSIR, geography, as well as sociology. So these were the top three subjects which is giving the maximum selection in this examination. So these should be the yardstick while choosing the optional. First one is your interest. Don't listen to anyone, even me also. Don't listen to your friend as well as any coaching institution if you are having interest in that very subject. Either your background is there or you are having some interest, then only try to search all these yardsticks. If you don't have an interest, don't come for any subject. Okay, so first and foremost thing is कि आपकी इच्छा क्या करती है, आप हैं इस विषय से आपको प्रेम है कि नहीं, अगर है तो ये विषय भी आपसे प्रेम करेगा and it will catapult in the living. Fine. और उसके बाद बारी आती है फिर असेसमेंट ऑफ टीचर, आपके पास क्वालिटी ऑफ टीचर है कि नहीं, नोट्स कैसे हैं, उनके डिवाइसेस कैसे हैं, और हाउ कमिटेड दे आर to ensure the learning process. Now, the main thing is what learning process. Then second thing, which is the fringe area, which is very important. So these are the four things which is important for choosing the option. Okay, let's come to why geography. This is a question. Why to choose geography? Why to choose geography? So when you ask this question to me, I will say that geography is top subject in producing list in terms of selection. So it is either somewhere few years back it was number one, now it is number two. So number one, number two, number three पे ये हमेशा रहा है, and this is why it is called as evergreen subject. Evergreen subject. Further, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your background, you are from science, you are from humanities, you are from management, commerce, you are doctor, you are engineer. Again, anyone can opt for this particular subject. You have a simple question, sir, why everyone can avail this subject? Is this the subject itself going to have certain kind of delicious thing that everyone is going to like it? The answer is it's a nature, the semi-science nature of the subject. Semi-science nature. Okay. Semi-science nature attracts the scientific community, the student from science, because there is a systematic understanding, there is a concept involved of natural science, and hence reading it or studying it from that very perspective is also going to be easy for science. Again, it is also having so many a tinge of society. So humanities is also going to be part of it, and a basic understanding of science should be the prerogative of each and every citizen in order to understand the life, the metabolism of your body, how to be well, healthier, and lead good life. That's why this much science is required. So, being as its nature of semi-science, it is going to be loved not by humanities only, but by the science graduate, doctors, as well as engineers, as well as commerce graduate, because a lot of things pertaining to trade, commerce, transportation, agriculture, and obviously economy 5-year plans are also there. So it is what an amalgamation of many streams you will find over there. That's why it is the subject that has a lot of what special thing. That's why loved by everyone. And background doesn't matter. If you are from engineering background, there are many engineers. Those have topped the UPSC exam by opting this geography as a fine. And humanities का तो सब्जेक्ट है ही। अब पहली चीज की ये सेमी साइंस है। दूसरी बात बच्चे, द एसोसिएशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी विद ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल, association area of geography option with GS, with general studies. What are the fringe area? Means while you are studying the geography optional, what are other part of area of your general study which you are going to automatically prepare, isn't it? So in that term, I have to open the syllabus so that I can make you understand, not only understand, you just take the syllabus of general study, and I'm opening the geography syllabus. Whatever the bullet mentioned in the geography optional syllabus, you just cut down all those bullets from your general study. Then you will find almost 40 to 45% of GS. 40 to 45% of GS is already completed. It's a part that is going to match in your geography option. And I personally recommend that once you are taking the package of geography optional, you need not to worry for environment and ecology. For your prelims examination, environment and ecology. In your prelims, disaster management in your paper 3. And apart from it, general science, and there are some miscellaneous question like question based on animal behavior, based on plant and animal taxonomy. These are the question which is part of general science, but it is also the part of biogeography. Okay, so these are the area apart from some social issue which you learn in paper 1 is also going to be part of this geography option. So these are the area you will find which is already prepared by you while you are going through this geography optional preparation. Okay, आपको लग रहा होगा 40 to 45% जीएस तो सर ज्योग्राफी ही ना पढ़ ले, इतना जीएस तैयार हो जाए, है कि नहीं? तो आप बिल्कुल सही सोच रहे हैं। अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट है तो मैं बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ ताकि आपके ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल और जीएस की तैयारी कराई जा सके। आप ऐसे ही मत मान लीजिएगा मेरी बातों को। आपके पास ग्राउंड होने चाहिए, और ग्राउंड किस पे होने चाहिए? वो रेशनल होने चाहिए, वो ग्राउंड रियलिस्टिक होने चाहिए। तो चलिए आइए रियलिस्टिक ग्राउंड को ढूंढने का प्रयास करते हैं, एंड लेट्स फाइंड आउट, is there this much association of geography optional with your GS paper in your prelims as well as mains? So first I would like to tell you how many questions are there from geography. let's take up this prelims. In prelims examination, you happen to have on an average 12 to 15 questions from geography, and sometimes if the paper setter is from geography background, तो वो क्या करता है बच्चे को 15 to 20 क्वेश्चन दे देता है, जैसे इस साल 2024 प्रीलिम्स में हुआ था. ठीक है बच्चे. So this is what something which is maximum. This is the oscillation of minimum. But yes, if you go for average, so you will almost 15 to 18 question that comes from geography subject. This is what the number of question you will find. Okay. This is from geography, core geography. That is what world regional geography, physical geography part. You will have climatology, oceanography, Indian geography. So as well as mapping also. These many questions are there. Then same 15 to 18 question at least you are going to have from environment and ecology. Okay. And leaving general science and all, क्योंकि मैं उस पे दावा तो नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन हर साल जनरल साइंस के सवाल होते हैं बच्चे, आपको 1 से 2 सवाल होते हैं, तो ये भी आपको मिल सकते हैं, क्योंकि आई विल कवर द जनरल साइंस पार्ट विच इज रिक्वायर्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट, कोर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ज्योग्राफी. उसके लिए हम लोग इसकी भी चर्चा करेंगे. एंड आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग अ बुकलेट. I had already made that booklet that has some science subject, science topic, which is instrumental to understand the intricate topics of geography. It is related with gravity, maybe rectilinear motion, force. Then we go for some understanding of chemistry, and lot of biology is there to understand the biogeography. So for biogeography, this additional booklet will be given by me to all my students who are preparing for optional geography. So this is what something additional which we are doing here, because we are watching the entire syllabus in holistic. No? So if it is going to be discussed in concurrence with the topic which is mentioned in your geography, why not to stretch up to that very level? That's why my duration of geography completion is little bit longer than the others. बाकी लोग आपको 250 hours to 300 में पढ़ाते हैं. This is what hours, and I extend almost 300 to 340 hours. So these 40-hour extension will give you so many advantage in solving many questions from your prelims. So I'm talking about prelims. These are the questions from environment and ecology and geography. If you take 30 to 35 question on an average comes from environment and ecology as well as geography. So if you are doing 80% questions in geography, and if you are doing, let's say in environment, I'm not going for 80% strike rate, but yes, I can ensure you can go for 60-65% rate. Then also you are going to have, let's say, out of this 18 question, if you are 80%, so let's take up 14 question. And if there is environment and ecology, let's say 18, so 11 questions. So these are 25 questions. If you are solving 25 question out of 100, in order to qualify prelim, there are just 25 questions left. If you solve it from history, in economy, you solve it from current affair part, you solve it from polity. So I think there is no issue in qualifying prelims. Major chunk you have already done. Okay, so this opting geography optional makes your prelims as a cake. It is not so easy cakewalk at all. You have to go for understanding the topic in depth, and that's why I'm putting this with responsibility, that yes, it will help you to clear your prelims. And this is the reason. Okay, fine. If you see the mains students, mains every year, if you see the data, you will find that the number of students who are basically qualifying prelims or who are attempting their mains maximum in geography. So geography students are the largest chunk of मेंस अटेम्प्ट. ओके, सो ज्योग्राफी से मेंस देने वाले स्टूडेंट की संख्या सबसे ज्यादा क्यों होती है? कारण उसका यही है बच्चे कि देयर इज लॉट ऑफ एसोसिएशन विथ योर जीएस, एंड दीज आर द क्वेश्चन आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग मिनिमम that this can be ensured by any serious candidate in your prelims examination. So opting geography is giving you boost to prepare your prelims examination. Fine. Then let's come to the real exam, which is your mains examination. Now, prelims तो केवल भीड़ हटाने का एक जरिया है, असली महाभारत तो यहाँ बैठा. ठीक है, अब मुझे इस महाभारत के लिए अस्त्र शस्त्र आपको दिखाने पड़े. तो चलिए आइए फिर से मैं आपको ले चलता हूं, एंड आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर another screen over here, and that is the topic. Okay, I'm just going to share it from here. This is your geography optional paper. So geography optional syllabus. I think now it is visible to you. Geography optional paper. Is it visible? So I'm opening this geography optional, and let me read this syllabus for you. So once you start reading it, now this physical geography part. This is physical geography part. And if you see the physical geography part, geomorphology, this is entirely part of your geography while you are preparing your GS. Fine. Let me read it for you. Factor controlling landform development. This is part of your GS. So different types of landforms you need to know. And if you see the question, last time they have asked the question, fjord. Fjords are, this is the spelling, these are the glaciated valley near the coast. So you will find the recent question, and that is from landform development. Endogenic, exogenic force, they have asked this question also. For mountain building, origin and evolution of earth crust, fundamentals of geomagnetism, physical condition of earth interior, geosyncline, continental rift, plate tectonics. Let this isostasy be part of what? Optional geography. Recent views on mountain building, volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, tsunamis, geomorphic cycle, that is what core geography. But yes, this earthquake and tsunami is part of your GS. Channel morphology, denudation chronology, channel morphology, erosion surface. This is what core geography, which is part of only geography optional. But geomorphology and economic geology and environment, this is what part of your GS also. Then let's come to the climatology. Listen, this climatology is part of your geography, and it is the base of environment and ecology. Climate change, the very basics of environment is going to be there, especially when we discuss the temperature, pressure, and uh, gaseous composition of environment, development of environment. These all are the part which is going to be part of it, climatology. So we start with introduction to our environment, our atmosphere, zonation in atmosphere. Then we will go for heat budget. Then we will go for heating of atmosphere, temperature, pressure, then pressure belt, wind. This is also the part of geography, but it is the basic of environment and ecology. You'll find the introduction of atmosphere is going to be the base for your environment and ecology. Planetary wind, local wind, monsoon. So these are also the part of your GS. So if you see, most of the thing is for GS, classification of climate. So you go for Köppen's classification for GS, Thornford, Vivartha. These are the basic, what you can say, core geography concept. Hydrological cycle, again, it is part of your environment. So I'm just giving you those things which is mentioned in your environment and ecology as well as other topic. So go and just cut it down. Now you are preparing hydrological cycle in holistic way in geography optional. So there is no need of understanding from your GS notes. Indeed, your optional notes are going to be much enriched as compared to GS. Don't worry. So this is what umbrella, and you will find all these spokes of umbrella, which is directing so many topic which is going to be covered while you are preparing just for geography option. Okay. Then applied climatology, urban climate. In this topic, we will go for urban heat island. Then we will go for why the Delhi uh, air pollution get worse, and especially in the winter season, thermal inversion, and many topic of this applied climatology part. And that is also leading to urban flood as well as flash flood, cloud burst. So many things are there which is part of your GS, and here it is already mentioned. Fine. Then come to oceanography part. All the part are going to be part of your GS geography. Okay, and then try to see this coral and coral bleaching. If you see this coral and coral bleaching, it is also the part of your environment and ecology. तो environment ecology में भी पढ़ेंगे, geography GS में भी पढ़ेंगे और optional में भी पढ़ेंगे. इससे अच्छा कि आप optional में पढ़ लें और दोनों जगह यूज करें, है कि नहीं? So this part is also common fringe area, so you should go for it. Geography GS में तो ये सारे होंगे, लेकिन स्पेशली एनवायरमेंट इकोलॉजी में कोरल आपको पढ़ना होता है, कोरल ब्लीचिंग पढ़ना होता है, कंडीशंस responsible for coral bleaching. Let's come to geography, biogeography part, and then genesis and classification of soil. This is GS. Okay, soil profile. This is also there in GS. Soil erosion, degradation, and conservation. Again, it is going to be part of environment and ecology, because whatever we are doing to conserve soil, it is going to protect the area from desertification. And desertification, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, 1992 Earth Summit, in conservation of biodiversity, UNFCCC and UNCCCD was taken over there. और हम combat desertification worldwide कर रहे हैं, भारत में भी कर रहे हैं. So again, it is part of what? Environment and ecology. Then deforestation issue and conservation means भाई forest conservation, legislation, ये सब कुछ आपको पढ़ना होता है कि नहीं environment ecology में? How to conserve the forest, how to conserve the forest resources, how to conserve the biodiversity, national park, biosphere reserve, everything is going to be part of this. So deforestation issue and conservation measures and legislations. What about legislation? Yes, there should be some legal sanctity. उसके लिए हम लोग पढ़ते हैं फॉरेस्ट एक्ट. फॉरेस्ट एक्ट से शुरुआत करेंगे बच्चे 1927. Then we will come to Forest Conservation Act, that is 1980. Then we will come for Environment Protection Act, that is 1986. Then we will go for Wildlife Protection Act, okay, that is 2002. And then there is another legislation, Recognition of Forest Dweller Right Act and CAMPA. So all these legislation which is part of your environment and ecology in your GS is intrinsic part of your biogeography in your optional. With the same extent, much more than that, we are going to cover here. Then let's come to the environmental geography. So try to see the principles of ecology. It is the basic ecology that involve, you should know what is primary productivity, what is um, consumer, what is producer, energy flow. We are also going for succession. Then there is pyramids, biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity, pollution. Everything is going to be part of it. So principle of ecology will go for in entirety. So this is what basic understanding of entire environment and ecology part will be discussed here. Then human ecological adaptation, how the human have adapted to the changing environmental condition and how it has evolved. So you'll find different human races, and that is going to be affected by the climate prevailing over there. So indeed, it is part of your social issue, and you will find the adaptation of human influence of man on ecology and environment. That is what all those anthropogenic activity which is taking place right now, how it is going to affect our environment. This is going to be the point of discussion in influence of man on ecology and environment. So, will it not go for pollution? Answer is yes. Can we have the understanding of unscrupulous use of groundwater? Answer is yes. Is it leading to salinity of soil, leading to depletion of groundwater? Answer is yes. Will it lead to desertification? Why not? So, all those aspects of environment and ecology will be touched, not touched, completed in a way which is not completed in a GS class of few hours. So here you are going to have a elaborated study of entire environment and ecology, which is part of your GS. Now, so once you are preparing this optional geography, you are already preparing your environment and ecology with the same extent. And yes, I ensure you here, the current affair of environment and ecology. For prelims as well as mains, both are going to be part of this curriculum. एंड आई इंश्योर क्योंकि मुझे पेपर पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है और इन चीज़ों को कंपाइल करना, तो मैं इसके लिए खुद से ही एंडेवर करता हूँ. और current affair part pertaining to geography, pertaining to environment and ecology as well as disaster management will not go without मीन्स ऑब्जर्वेशन मीन्स अब उसको मैं देखूं ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, तो मैं उसको जरूर देखता हूं. एंड आई ऑल्सो कंटेम्पलेट कि वेदर दिस पार्ट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट इनफ और यू आर नॉट. आई एम नॉट कंपाइलिंग ईच एंड एवरीथिंग which is there mentioned in article as well as notes. I contemplate whether this has certain kind of screening value. Is this topic is going to have forthcoming large impact, and can it be part of your syllabus or can it be part of your question paper? So on that very ground, I find out of 100 news, there are just 15-20 news which is going to be very. So I usually prepare this current affair bulletin, you can say, or current affair compilation on the very basis of their screening value, their impactful nature. So each and every article is not so. Indeed, it has a mass impact. If it is find a mention in your syllabus, then only it is going to be your part of curriculum. So I also ensure that the topic which is part of your current affairs section will be discussed in length and breadth here also, and not only for environment and ecology, but for disaster management as well as your geography part. तो सारे current affair part discuss होंगे. Let's talk about global and regional ecological change and imbalance, ecosystem management and conservation, environmental degradation management and conservation, biodiversity and sustainable development. Sir, sustainable development part of environment and ecology and social issues also. So this is also finding a fringe area in your social issues. Na? So biodiversity, part of environment ecology, sustainable development goal, it is not going to change in geography optional as well as in your other part of GS. So obviously same thing will be taught. Then come to the environmental policy pertaining to various guideline, various legislation as well as various decision committee and all that will be discussed in detail. Environmental hazard and remedial measures. Again, this is going to be part of disaster management. So disaster management will also find its validation, or you can say appearance or association in your geography optional. Environmental education and legislation. So this is entire part. You can replace your GS environment from your general study topic. It is already going to be covered over here. ठीक है, तो ये एक बड़ा बेस है बच्चे, जो कि आपको प्रीलिम्स में तो हेल्प करेगा ही करेगा, आपको मेंस में भी हेल्प करेगा. अगर आपने देखा है मेंस के पेपर में, सो you happen to have, let me write it, you happen to have almost, if you see the GS paper 3, so in GS paper 3, 40 marks from environment and ecology, and almost 30 marks for from this disaster. So this is part which will be catered by this geography optional. GS paper 1, where you talk about geography, core geography 120 to 110 marks. This is the marks. And then social issue. There are many topic of social issue is going to be part of this geography option. Okay. So I'm just going for social issue also. And you will find that almost for 50 marks is from social issue. So GS paper 1 में ज्योग्राफी का कंट्रीब्यूशन बढ़ करके हो जाता है 160 से 170, 160 और 70 नंबर इधर हो गए, और अगर लेट्स टेक 50 आल्सो, सो 210. This is the marks which is given by geography in these two papers. Obviously there are some part of international relation that also find mention in geography syllabus. So let me read all those topics. मैं ऐसे ही नहीं कहता क्योंकि कुछ रीजन है. तो अगर आप इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन में बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट पढ़ रहे हैं तो ज्योग्राफी में भी पढ़ें या इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन में पढ़ें. अगर नेपाल और भारत के बीच में काला पानी डिस्प्यूट है तो काला पानी का ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन नहीं चेंज हो, उसके कारण नहीं चेंज हो, है ना. चाइना इंडिया border dispute है तो the same dispute will be there in geography and there in your international relation. Apart from it, our policy towards our neighbor country first, Gujarat doctrine, and then lookist policy, actist policy, these all are going to be part of your curriculum in geography. Let me read this geography syllabus for you so that you can find the association very easily. Perspective in human geography, this is what something that is pertaining to core geography concept. It is part of geography only, and it is very interesting. Why? Because this gives you the idea how the evolution of subject have to be. Okay, and how the debates are going on, how the thought were evolved, and this will give you the entire evolutionary process of geography and how we reach to the human development index. This is the last thing which we are going to read in perspective in human geography. And once you have the human development index, is it not the part of social issue? Social issue में human development index पढ़ते हैं कि नहीं? Is it not the part of economy? In economy also you go for human development index. So this is the common topic of economy, and the same human development index. What are the parameters to calculate it and everything, and how India is classified in which type of human development index country, etc. This is going to be part of this. So here also 1.1's entire heading is belonging to other topics of general study. Let's come to economic geography. अब थोड़ा इकोनॉमी से हम लोग मैच खेल लेते हैं. So world economic development, measurement and problem, world resources and distribution part of geography, energy crisis. Let's come to this energy crisis. You will find this topic is part of science and tech. साइंस एंड टेक में आपने एनर्जी पढ़नी, और जब एनर्जी पढ़ेंगे तो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का जो एस्पेक्ट होता है वो बच्चे हैं टाइप्स ऑफ एनर्जी, व्हाट इज द साइंटिफिक thing involved in that, whether it is geothermal energy or nuclear energy, wave energy, tidal energy, but even fossil fuel, that is renewable, non-renewable energy resources. So in science and technology, that scientific perspective will be part of it. In geography, this energy crisis will involve not only scientific perspective, but also their distribution, and this is going to affect the international relationship. And not only this, this energy crisis or energy scenario is going to be part of turmoils in different area, and it is going to be part of geopolitics too. So the impact of this energy crisis you will find mentioned in your international relation, it is in your science and technology as well as in your economy. So the same energy crisis, energy and their distribution, their transportation, the seaways, and the routes, the canal, the isthmus, channel, everything has become the part of this topic. And geopolitics of Indian Ocean, Chinese, what you can say, strategy to contain India and Indian strategy to contain China. This will all be the part of your curriculum. You will see it later. Limits to growth. This is part of what geography. World agriculture typology and agricultural region, that is also find some dents in your economy. Agricultural input and productivity, food and nutrition problem, will it be in social issue or not? Answer is okay. Food security and famine, is it not the part of social issue? Answer is yes. World industry, location and pattern and problem. This is what something pertaining to only geography, and that is what in your general study paper. So this is what pattern of world trade. Again, you will find some understanding over there. गैट वैट पढ़ेंगे यहाँ पे, WTO पढ़ेंगे बच्चे, सब्सिडी वगैरह पढ़ेंगे, उनके 3 बॉक्सेस पढ़ेंगे. तो ये पार्ट ऑफ पैटर्न ऑफ वर्ल्ड ट्रेड में हम लोग इकोनॉमी के बहुत सारे बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट को डिस्कस करते हैं. ठीक है. Population and settlement geography. आइए देखते हैं growth and distribution of world population. Will it not the part of social issue? Answer is yes. हम world population देखेंगे, इंडिया के population को भी देखेंगे. Once we talk about India, so there is understanding which is the bullet of in mentioned in your social issue part. Demographic attributes. Demographic attribute जब इंडिया पढ़ रहे होंगे तो you will find some common topic in paper 2 also. Demographic attribute like age structure, sex ratio, literacy, these are also the part of your social issue. Causes and consequences of migration, need not to mention that where you will find this. Okay, try to find it in paper 1, GS paper 1. You'll find this migration over there. Concept of over, under, optimal population. What are the consequences of population? Population theories, population and policies, social well-being and quality of life, population and social capital. Sir, this is the part of your social issue. Please find it and cut all those topics in your GS. Okay. Let's come to settlement geography, and in it you will find this environmental issue in rural settlement. Then hierarchy, this is part of urban morphology, concept of primate city. These are the part which is of basic geography. Okay. And then try to see this part. Now, urbanization and problem and remedies and sustainability. So this is part of geography. Will it not the part of economy and social issue? Answer is yes. ठीक है. आप देख लीजिएगा अगर ये सब कुछ वहां पे है कि अर्बनाइजेशन से कौन कौन सी समस्याएं हुई और उसके निदान के लिए सरकार क्या काम कर रही है, लोकल बॉडीज क्या कर रही हैं, और कहीं की केस स्टडी है तो ये पार्ट है अगर आपके सोशल इशू का जीएस में, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग ऑलरेडी पढ़ेंगे. Then come to the regional planning, concept of type of region, method of regionalization, growth center and regional imbalance. Again जब आप regional imbalance पढ़ते हैं, regionalism पढ़ते हैं, तो ये सारे ism कहाँ पे आते हैं? Please find it out in your GS. I'm not taking the name every time, otherwise other teacher will get तो नाराज हो जाएंगे. मेरे से बड़े हैं सभी तो नाराज हो सकते हैं, बट हाँ आपको देखना चाहिए ये किस टॉपिक का पार्ट है. एनवायरमेंटल इशू इन रीजनल प्लानिंग. अगेन देन एनवायरमेंटल इशू इन रीजनल प्लानिंग एंड इज वेरी व्हाई बिकॉज भारत ने कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ पार्टी 26 में क्या कहा बच्चे, हमारे पास क्या चाहिए, रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है. डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दिस वाज द टर्म ना, डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. इसका क्या मतलब है बच्चों? एनी डिजास्टर, any infrastructure that can reduce the impact of disaster and help the community to cope with it effectively, that is called as disaster resilient infrastructure. So climate change is going on. So due to global warming, what happened, there will be extreme weather conditions phenomena that is very frequent, like cyclonic storms are going to be more intense, more strong at Odisha coast. Heat waves, cold waves will be more. There will be melting of glacial lake outburst and flash flood, erratic rainfall, drought in those areas जहाँ पहले rainfall होते थे, और flood in those areas जहाँ rainfall नहीं होते थे. हो रहा है कि नहीं? So all these things are what? Impact of climate change. And to combat this impact, we require disaster resilient infrastructure. अब अगर disaster resilient infrastructure हमने नहीं बना, तो डिजास्टर आने के बाद तो बनाने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा. उत्तर है हाँ. तो क्या करना होगा, हमें डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स को अपने रीजनल प्लानिंग, अपने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल डेवलपमेंट का इंटीग्रल पार्ट बनाना होगा. वेरी इजी. So whenever we go for developing such infrastructure, we will take care of three things. First one, coming disaster, future disaster. Second one, climate change. And the third thing is sustainable development goal. ये तीनों बातों को ध्यान में रख के अब आगे की फ्यूचर डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट करना या फ्यूचर डेवलपमेंट करना जरूरी होगा. एंड दिस इज आल्सो द प्रायोरिटी नंबर 2 ऑफ सेंडाई फ्रेमवर्क. सेंडाई फ्रेमवर्क भी यही कहता है भाई कि आगे हमें ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाने चाहिए जो हमें डिजास्टर से लड़ने में हेल्प कर सके, है ना. जैसे फर्ज करो कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हुआ एंड देयर इज ड्यू टू दिस क्लाइमेट चेंज बाय 2100 we try to stop this climate change with our all effort. अगर हम नहीं रोक पाए तो क्या होगा? बताइए. सोचिए जरा कि अगर हम नहीं रोक पाए तो हमारे पास उस समय में सरवाइव करने की स्ट्रेटजी होगी क्या? और अगर वो स्ट्रेटजी नहीं है, दिस दैट स्ट्रेटजी इज नॉट देयर, सो इट शुड बी इवॉल्व्ड और नॉट. दैट इज यस. दैट्स व्हाई इंडिया इज वर्किंग ऑन टू फ्रंट. One is what? Adaptation. Another one is mitigation. So we try to mitigate ki there should be no climate change, there should be a reduction in emission. Uske liye aap solar energy and blah blah blah, you know it. वो हो रहा है. लेकिन फर्ज करो कि all these effort is not capable enough to bring the emission down and bring the temperature down, and there is a rise of temperature of, let's say, 5.5 degree centigrade average temperature. So this will lead to catastrophe. और अगर ऐसा हुआ तो इस कैटास्ट्रॉफिक डिजास्टर के कंडीशन में हमारे पास ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होने चाहिए कि नहीं जो हमें इसके इम्पैक्ट से बचा सके या उसे कम कर सके. तो such infrastructure is called as disaster resilient infrastructure, and you will find this mentioned in everything, whether you are learning environment, geography, disaster management, even in your social issue. So disaster resilient infrastructure is part of regional planning, infrastructural development project, as well as sustainable development goal. So that's why this is what environmental issue in regional planning is part of what? Future planning of sustainable development. Again, you will find this topic in your GS part. Let's come to this models and theory. And in this models and theory, it is totally for conventional geography. ना इसमें geography में हमें सीखना. तो ये पार्ट है ज्योग्राफी का जिसको हमें सीखना होगा. इट्स इजी, वेरी साइंटिफिक, एंड बहुत सारे बकवास भी मिलेंगे इसमें. आपको लगेगा यार क्या बेवकूफी कर रहे हैं ये, इनसे अच्छा तो थ्योरी हम दे देते. तो आपको ये भी जानना होगा कि ये थ्योरी तब इवॉल्व हुई थी बच्चे, व्हेन द ज्योग्राफी इज इन इट्स नेसेंट फेज. देन यू विल फाइंड दैट हाउ थिंग्स आर इवॉल्व. ठीक है. आज से 100 साल पहले हम सबके घर परिवार के लोग खेती ही करते थे. आज हम लोग इंजीनियर्स हैं, आज हम लोग स्पेस में जा रहे हैं, आज हम लोग ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं. ये कोई सोचा था क्या? सो दिस इज व्हाट द इवोल्यूशन. तो पुरानी चीजें लगती जरूर मूर्खतापूर्ण है लेकिन होती नहीं, क्योंकि उस देश काल और वातावरण में हमें अपने को इवॉल्व करना होता है और आगे बढ़ना. तो आप देखोगे कि देयर आर मेनी थियरी जो इरेशनल लगेगा. आपको लगेगा क्या होता है, ऐसे क्यों थियरी कोई देखता है. और क्यों हम पढ़ते हैं? हम इसलिए पढ़ते हैं कि नोइंग आवर पास्ट विल गिव अस बेटर इन्फ्रेंस ऑफ फ्यूचर. इजंट इट? वहां कुछ गलतियां हुई थी तभी तो इवोल्यूशन होता गया. So in this model and theory and law in human geography will be part of your syllabus to understand how the geography is linked with society, how the geography is linked with environment, how the geography is linked with everything and anything. Whether it is एग्रीकल्चर, जब एग्रीकल्चर की बात करेंगे तो वॉन क्यूनेस मॉडल, जब पॉपुलेशन की बात करेंगे बच्चे तो माल्थ्यूसियन मार्क्सियन थियरी ऑफ डेमोग्राफिक ट्रांजिशन. एंड अगेन दिस इज व्हाट सोशल इशू पार्ट. तो देख लो बहुत कुछ यहाँ मिलेगा जो आपको ऑलरेडी पढ़ना है. लेट्स कम टू नेक्स्ट टॉपिक एंड दैट इज व्हाट जीएस पेपर 2, दैट इज ज्योग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया. सारा पार्ट आपके ज्योग्राफी जीएस में इंपॉर्टेंट है. वेदर इट इज resource. Let's come to this again. Energy crisis is there. There are different types of energy, and renewable, non-renewable, conventional, non-conventional, and then energy scenario in India. तो एक एक करके हम लोग पढ़ेंगे और भारत में ऊर्जा संबंधित जो भी जानकारियां हैं उसको हम लोग यूपीएससी लेवल तक रिजॉल्व करेंगे, एंड द प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड विद इट एंड द सॉल्यूशन इनिशिएटिव्स. Fine. Next is agriculture. Again, once you start agriculture, try to see a few things are चलते हैं देखते हैं infrastructure, irrigation, seed, fertilizer, power. So you'll find some mention in economy. Economy. You'll find some part of economy is there. Then institutional factor, land holding, tenure, land reform, etc. You will find there is a topic land reform और लैंड रिफॉर्म हिस्ट्री का पार्ट है बच्चे जब आप पढ़ते हैं इंडिया सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस बाय विपिन चंद्रा इसी किताब के जो लैंड रिफॉर्म का टॉपिक है उसी से आपको सारी सामग्री यहाँ दी जाए तो लैंड रिफॉर्म आप हिस्ट्री में पढ़ रहे हो या फिर आप ज्योग्राफी में पढ़ रहे हो देयर इज नो डिफरेंस इन दैट व्हाट वर द लूप होल्स व्हाई द लैंड रिफॉर्म इज नॉट सक्सेसफुल इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं होगा जिनको लैंड रिफॉर्म करना था उन्हीं को नियम बनाना था उन्हीं के लैंड थे तो अपने लैंड को बचाने के लिए उन्होंने जुगाड़ बना लिए तो हम लोग देखेंगे वहां पे क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्टिविटी इंटेंसिटी एंड कॉम्बिनेशन लैंड कैपेबिलिटी एग्रो एंड सोशल फॉरेस्ट्री green revolution socio-economic and ecological implications or negative implication of green revolution ecological implication we will discuss dry land farming livestock resource and white revolution aquaculture sericulture agriculture poultry agriculture regionalization and this all is part of what economy agriculture so once you go for agriculture in economy, you will find so many topic over there. Indeed, we will go for a little bit more. We are going for economic perspective. Along with that, we will also go for geographical perspective. Okay. Then come to industry. Again, this find the place in your economy. You will find every bullets mentioned over here. You can slash down those bullets from your economy part. Then come to transportation, communication, and trade. And this is also find the place in your economy a trade balance and policy, development of communication and IT industry, Indian space program. Okay, अपना science and technology देखो, science and technology part, and try to slash down this space research in India. So all the part of space research has been discussed here. The application of different type of space research like remote sensing क्या है, उसके uses क्या हैं, why remote sensing is important in geography to obtain the land information data, land use data. So, what are these data? What is the significance of having this land resource data? Knowing your geography. So, अगर आप अपनी geography को जानते हैं, you have good understanding of your land. So, you are better placed to formulate policy. है ना? So, Indian space research and the entire program, starting from Vikram Ambala Sarabhai, their contribution, establishment of ISRO, then launching vehicle, different types of orbit and the satellites like telecommunication, higher Earth orbit, then remote sensing satellite, then we have regional navigation satellite system, all will be discussed in detail. And you will find so much mention in your science and technology part. Let's come to the cultural setting, and you will find that so many things are there in your social issue like racial, linguistic, and ethnic diversity, religious minority, major tribe and tribal area. So this is part of your social issue. The historical perspective of Indian society, there is part in your social issue. Cultural region, growth, distribution, and density of population, the attributes of demography, demographic attributes, sex ratio, age structure, literacy, workforce, dependency ratio, longevity, etc., migration and associated problem pertaining to India. So all these topics will be discussed with the paper one, जो वहाँ पे हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे, and we will go for India specific study. Na? Population problem and policy, this health indicator, again, human development index and all those things will be discussed in this topic and it has quite common with paper one. Na? वहां भी तो पॉपुलेशन सेटलमेंट पढ़ा था वहां से काफी कुछ कॉमन मिलेगा तो वी विल गो फॉर डेवलपिंग द इंटायर कॉन्सेप्ट इन इंटायर so we'll discuss the migration, world migration, and then we specifically go for migration in India. Different types, different factors, different what you can say regional area where the migration was going on. So उस पे हम लोग चर्चा करें. Then come to the settlement. Then again you'll find urban development, morphology in Indian city, functional classification. This is part of geography only. Conservation and metropolitan region, urban sprawl, slum, and associated problems. This is the problem of urban area, problems, remedies of urbanization. Again, You'll see this. These are the topic which is going to be there. Let's come to next, regional development and planning. Again, try to see this 5 year. Is it not the part of your economy? Answer is yes. Then come to Panchayati Raj and decentralized planning, command area development, watershed management, planning of backward area, desert drought prone area, hill tribal area development, multi-level planning, regional planning and development of island territory. These are the part of geography as well as part of what you can say social issue and economy. Then let's come to political aspect and try to see the political aspect. Is there any tinge of your international relation? Geographical basis of Indian federalism, is it not related with your polity? State reorganization and emergence of new state, is it part of your history, part of your polity? आप वही स्टेट रिऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक्ट पढ़ते हैं, यहाँ भी आपको पढ़ना है बच्चे. रीजनल कॉन्सियसनेस एंड इंटरस्टेट इशू, इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट, इज इट नॉट द पार्ट ऑफ आईआर? आंसर इज यस. क्रॉस border terrorism, IR. India's role in world affair, IR. Geopolitics of South Asia and Indian Ocean, this is part of IR you are going to develop. तो आईआर में आपको साउथ एशिया और इंडियन ओशन जियोपॉलिटिक्स पढ़ाया जाता है बच्चे. आपको वहाँ आईआर, अदर कंट्री, यूरोपियन कंट्री, फिर नॉर्थ अमेरिकन कंट्री, साउथ अमेरिकन कंट्री, सबके साथ होता है. यहाँ पे हम लोग साउथ एशिया और इंडियन ओशन रियलम तक पढ़ेंगे और जियोपॉलिटिक्स आपको हेल्प करेगा आईआर को समझने में. Then come to the contemporary issues. Again, try to see the environment and ecology part, ecological issue, environmental hazard, landslide detail में, earthquake, tsunami, flood, drought, epidemics, environmental pollution. ये सारे environment में आपको मिलेंगे बच्चे. Land use change, environmental impact assessment. This is part of your environment. आप अपने environment का syllabus खोलें, environment impact assessment हटा दें. क्या होता है ये हम लोग यहाँ डिस्कस करेंगे. कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है बच्चे, इसका सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है, व्हाई एनवायरमेंट इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट इज mentioned, or you can say most important aspect before starting any developmental project. It is the risk assessment associated with particular project development. It is the risk assessment of various type as the project has various dimensions. तो हम लोग देखेंगे कि ये रिस्क कौन कौन से हैं. अगर हमें रिस्क असेसमेंट करने आ गया तो हम उन मिटिगेशन मेजर्स की भी बात कर सकते हैं जिससे हम उस रिस्क को कम कर सकते हैं. और अगर किसी डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट में जो रिस्क है उसको कम करें जिससे एनवायरनमेंट कम नुकसान पहुंचे तो हम सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं. That's why environment impact assessment is part of development projects. Fine. So we'll discuss it in detail. Then you will find that it is find the place in your environment. तो यहाँ भी आप एक bullet हटा सकते हैं. Then population explosion and food security, again part of your geography. Environmental degradation, deforestation, desertification, soil erosion, again the part of geography. Agrarian and industrial unrest, it is part of geography, isn't it? और कहीं ना कहीं आपको पढ़ना है इसको, है ना. Then regional disparity and economic development, sustainable growth and development, environmental awareness, linkage of river, globalization and Indian economy, again the social issue. तो आप देख पा रहे हैं ये हो गया end of the subject syllabus and you find that well articulated syllabus, lengthy syllabus is there but the utility is going to be huge. हाँ आप ये कह सकते हैं सिलेबस सर बहुत बड़ा है, कवर करने में टाइम लगेगा. उत्तर है हाँ, लेकिन अगर कवर कर लिया तो मैं ये भी इंश्योर करता हूँ कि जीएस का बहुत सारा पार्ट आपने तैयार कर लिया है ऑप्शनल लेवल पे और वो जीएस से कहीं बेहतर तैयारी कराए. ठीक है. So this is the syllabus. Why to choose geography? I have explained it on the very basis of the fringe area. इससे अच्छा कोई सब्जेक्ट और है नहीं फिलहाल. हाँ और भी सब्जेक्ट हैं जिनके फ्रिंज एरिया मिलते हैं लेकिन इतना भी मिल जाए ऐसा दावा कोई और सब्जेक्ट इसके सामने नहीं कर सकता. आपके सामने सिलेबस है. यू डिसाइड whether the fringe area or association is going to be greater or not. You can take other subject also and calculate this and you can do it on your own. Fine. So this is what the subjects, and then let's come to the books for various topics. So reference book में आई रिकमेंड कि बेसिक रीडिंग यू कैन गो फॉर एनसीईआरटी। तो सबसे पहले आपको शुरुआत अगर करनी है बच्चे, तो दिस इज समथिंग विच यू शुड स्टार्ट, and this is what class 6th to 10th NCERT old edition plus 11 12 also. So class 6 to 12th NCERT old edition, preferably old edition, अभी आपको ये फोटोकॉपी मिल जाएंगे। और अगर आपने आदत डाल ली है कंप्यूटर से पढ़ने की, अगर आप नए वाले स्टूडेंट हैं जैसे कि आप लोग हैं भी, जैसे हम लोग ना कंप्यूटर से पढ़नी, तो प्रॉब्लम इज दैट कि हमें किताबें चाहिए, ठीक है। तो ओल्ड एडिशन मिलता नहीं है, so we will prefer this uh, Xerox copy. So Xerox is available. You can take this Xerox of 6 to 12th NCERT. New edition NCERT 11 12th ले सकते हैं. It is also good enough in place of this. If not there, then certificate course, not certifiable. This is certificate course in geography, certificate of geography by GC Leon. Beautiful. GC Leon. It is good, and you should purchase it and start reading. Then Geography Made Simple, Rupa publication, both volume 1 and 2 for economic geography as well as physical geography. This is also a reference book for physical geography. This will help you to understand. Then come to reference book, and I will suggest not all the geography of this ये मेरे गुरु जी भी हैं सविंद्र सिंह सर, but I will recommend that there is a book physical geography by Savindra. Physical geography by Savindra Singh, and this physical geography will give you the entire coverage of geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, and part of biogeography. So purchasing different book is not good. इतने सारे किताब इकट्ठे करने का कोई मतलब नहीं, आपका काम फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी बाय सविंद्र सिंह से चल जाएगा। काफी कुछ है पढ़ने को, असल में ये एग्जाम पढ़ने से ज्यादा लिखने का है, जिस पे मैं आ रहा हूँ। Environmental geography, then human geography के लिए you can go for Majid Hussain, model in theory again Majid Hussain sir. Geographical thought R.D. Dixit, and you can also have Sudipta and Adhikari. Sudipta and Adhikari, and fundamental of geographical thought. Yes, it is mentioned over here. Sudipta and Adhikari. You can take this, and then we have comprehensive geography of India by Khullar. You can take Khullar's geography, and there are many books, but the recent edition of Khullar, recent edition is 2018 edition, so you can take this. And because the data is being changed, तो आपको कैटल का डेटा नया चाहिए, तो आपको रिसेंट एडिशन को फॉलो करना चाहिए। तो जो भी किताब रिसेंट एडिशन, आई हैव लर्न दैट, अभी पता चला कि सविंद्र सिंह सर इज आल्सो हैविंग इंडियन ज्योग्राफी बुक। तो अभी मैंने वो किताब देखी नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि अगर वो नई किताब है तो ऑब्वियसली देयर विल बी अपडेटेड डाटा। तो विद द टाइम आई विल गो थ्रू द बुक एंड आई लेट यू नो। अभी जरूरत नहीं है सब कुछ इकट्ठा करके और सिर पे लाद लेने की। तो अभी आप एनसीईआरटी और जीसी लियांग से शुरू करें बच्चे, एक एटलस खरीद लें, या तो ये या फिर ये, आइदर ऑफ इट। तो ये है आपका किताबों का सिलसिला, जो कि मुझे लगता है एक साथ खरीदना कहीं से भी ठीक नहीं है। इनको शुरू कर दें बच्चे, और जैसे जैसे क्लास में मॉड्यूल बेस्ड टीचिंग होगी, मॉड्यूल्स आएंगे, वो किताब आपको रेकमेंड की जाएगी एंड यू गो फॉर इट। सो रेफरेंस एंड टेक्स्ट बुक as well as your syllabus. Apart from it, some magazine will also be recommended, और उसका काम वैसे मैं कर दूंगा, लेकिन फिर भी देयर इज ज्योग्राफी एंड यू, एक मैगजीन है बच्चे, ज्योग्राफी एंड यू, and there is another magazine that is down to earth. Down to earth, this is the magazine. It is very important. I will cover this and will give you the entire relevant topic. अगर आपका मन करे तो ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है, इसे आप ले सकते हैं, ठीक है। ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है तो लेना आसान है, आप ले सकते हैं। वैसे मैं इस पे काम करके जो भी इम्पोर्टेंट आर्टिकल है उसमें एसोसिएटेड वॉट एवर हैज बीन गिवन आई विल प्रोवाइड टू यू। फाइन। अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, योजना एंड कुरुक्षेत्र, योजना एंड कुरुक्षेत्र, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट और आपको पढ़ना चाहिए इसे, ये आप करेंगे सर, ठीक है। वैसे मैं करता हूँ और इसके नोट्स भी मैं दूंगा, लेकिन ये आपका अपना काम है। न्यूज़पेपर एक न्यूज़पेपर रिलीजियसली आपको पढ़ना है, और जो भी मॉड्यूल चल रहा हो उससे जो करंट स्टडी है, करंट डेटा है या केस स्टडी के लिए, विल make this newspaper your what you can say weapon. Okay, so these are the things which you should require for preparation. And let's come to the next thing, and that is what the detailed syllabus we have discussed it. And next important thing is what, how we will go for it. So uh, on 11th we are going to start this geography optional paper, and you can join to the academy, and I appreciate the timing will be 12 to 2:30, and there is a flexibility of half an hour, maybe 12:30 to 3, or maybe 12 to 2:30. So this is flexibility. I'm taking this flexibility because of um, दिल्ली की हालत है ऐसी, ट्रैफिक में कभी कभी जाम लग जाता है बच्चे। वी ट्राई अवर बेस्ट कि हम समय से पहुंचे, लेकिन कभी कभी ये स्थिति बनती है। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट इज गोइंग टू बी 12, but sometime it may be 12:30. Accordingly, we will manage, and the mode of instruction will be English. And then the most important thing is what, when we cover the course, then is there provision of, let me share the screen, then I will come on that topic. How we are different from others. This is a very important question which you should know. Why I feel that I am different. तो ये बात हम लोग समझ लेते हैं। यहाँ पे आपको एक्स्ट्रा क्या मिल रहा है? व्हाट इज एक्स्ट्रा? एक्स्ट्रा सबसे पहली चीज बच्चे, व्हाट आई फेल्ट ड्यूरिंग माय स्टडी दैट hand holding is not. We actually baffled by the problems, sometime understanding the concept, sometime writing the answer, sometime there are silly confusion, and that silly confusion mounted over us and created huge pressure कि हम लोग छोड़ देते थे उन चीजों को। वहां आपको मैं दिक्कत नहीं होने, आई इंश्योर the very liberal dialogue system to understand the class. Indeed, only dialogue is not going to make a effective class, but yes, we'll go for one-to-one discussion if required. If you need some understanding, you text me, because online mode में ही हम लोग पढ़ रहे होंगे, मुझे आप मैसेज करें, I will get back on it. We will have some time and we will go for Zoom meeting or something. I will also provide my number where you can text, WhatsApp. तो हो सकता है दिन भर मैं क्लास लेता हूँ, बट रिलीजियसली रोज रात में 10:30 के बाद अगले 1 घंटे, 1 आवर, मैं उन टेक्स्ट के जवाब देता हूँ इन फॉर्म ऑफ वॉइस, और ये मैं रोज करता हूँ, और ये मैं अभी भी करता हूँ। तो अगर आपने कोई टेक्स्ट किया एंड आई फाइंड दैट इट कैन बी सॉल्व बाय वॉइस मैसेज, तो मैं चुपचाप वहां रिकॉर्ड करके बोलते हुए आपको बता देता हूँ कि दीज आर द थिंग व्हिच यू शुड गो, यू एनरिच इट विद दिस एंड ऑल। सो ये मैं करता हूँ। इसके बाद बच्चे, आई ऑल्सो हैव अ revision class, and this revision classes are not entirely revision of the entire class, but it is a synopsis. So after completing, let's say, 10 classes, and there is certain module has been completed, then we will go for 2-3 revision classes. अब इस रिवीजन क्लास में अगर कोई चीज आपकी छूटी हुई है, नहीं समझ में आई है, वो पूरी हो जाए। Then we are also go for sectional test, particular section, and then there is sectional test. And after doing this sectional test, once the entire module, suppose that geomorphology आप पढ़ रहे हो, जियोमार्फो में हमने origin of यूनिवर्स, ओरिजिन ऑफ अर्थ पढ़ा, ओरिजिन ऑफ यूनिवर्स, ओरिजिन ऑफ अर्थ, देन स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन इन अर्थ, ठीक है, क्रस्ट डेवलपमेंट। ये पढ़ने के बाद हमने इसका एक टेस्ट लिया, दैट इज व्हाट सेक्शनल टेस्ट। बट while completing the entire geomorphology we will go for comprehensive test, comprehensive test, ठीक है। टेस्ट लेना ही बहादुरी नहीं है। अब असली काम शुरू होगा इसके बाद, जिसमें आपका पार्टिसिपेशन और आपके फैसिलिटेटर का पार्टिसिपेशन डिफरेंस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। ये बड़ी ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ, जिम्मेदारी के साथ बोल रहा हूँ, सुनिए। हियर योर endeavor and my input how to improve will create merit for sure, because I have seen that this exam is not only for understanding the topic and internalizing it and speaking it. It is more writing at that very hectic day of your life, which is your mains examination, and that too in the prescribed word limit as well as given time. So this is not an easy task, and rather it is an art. An art can be nurtured, it can be evolved. It is not कि आप तुरंत आए और लिखना शुरू कर दिया, नो, नहीं हो सकता है सर, इसको सीखना। सो प्रैक्टिस आपको करनी होगी। जब टेस्ट होंगे, टेस्ट का इवेलुएशन पार्ट मेरी जिम्मेदारी है बच्चे। आई विल इवेलुएट एंड आई फाइंड, बिकॉज बच्चे जितने हैं मैं खुद ही इवेलुएशन करना पसंद करता हूं, ताकि मैं पर्सनली जान सकूं कि आप में अभी चावल पका है कि चावल पकने में समय है। ये सारी चीजों को हम लोग ध्यान में रखेंगे। एंड इवेलुएशन पार्ट, और इवेलुएशन के बाद अगर मुझे लगा कि मिस्टर एक्स या मिस्टर वाई में इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे कोई प्रॉब्लम है, वो आंसर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो मैं इन लोगों को बॉडीली इनवाइट करूंगा पर्सनल मेंटरिंग के लिए, और उसमें भी मैं ही आपको मिलूंगा। तो इस चेहरे को पहचान लीजिए, आपसे मुलाकात होती रहेगी। आप अगर गलतियां करते हैं तो सुधार करने का, उसे इंश्योर करने की जिम्मेदारी मेरी रहेगी, लेकिन आपका पार्टिसिपेशन जरूरी है, कम से कम आप गलती तो करें। ठीक है बच्चे, तो यहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कि एक अच्छा काम अगर टीचर और स्टूडेंट दोनों मिल जाएं तो कर सकते हैं, एंड इट कैन क्रिएट अ मिराकुलस रिजल्ट, एंड आई इंश्योर ये हम लोग करें। अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, in your geography optional package, I'm also doing this general science. huh? General science. This will be a filler material. That means it is a bridge that will make you understand general science. This is also give you 1 or 2 questions in your GS paper, and this will be a bridge to understand your science and technology. Science and technology. अब ये जनरल साइंस की जरूरत क्यों है बच्चे? आप कहोगे सर तो जनरल साइंस क्यों पढ़ाओगे आप? जनरल साइंस इसलिए पढ़ना होगा या पढ़ाना होगा क्योंकि देयर आर मेनी कॉन्सेप्ट इन ज्योग्राफी जो कि जनरल साइंस की पकड़ के बगैर नहीं समझे, टू बी वेरी। अब कुछ आर्ट्स वाले बच्चे साइंस का नाम सुनते ही घबरा गए होंगे कि अरे सर साइंस पढ़ाएंगे आप। तो सर डरना नहीं, क्योंकि साइंस इज जस्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन। इफ यू हैव द ऑब्जर्वेशन then you can excel in science, और वो भी जनरल साइंस पढ़नी है सर, डे टू डे ऑब्जर्वेशन। आप कहोगे ये क्या है? अगर आप ठीक से चीजों को देखते हो और फील करते हो और उस पे अपने वाई के आंसर को ढूंढने चाहते हो ना, तो साइंस आपको आंसर देता है। एंड दिस इज द थिंग जो कि आपको साइंस समझने में सहायक हो। अब आपने कभी सुना है एरिस्टोटल को? जानते हो, यू ऑल हैव दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ एरिस्टोटल। ही इज फादर ऑफ बायोलॉजी, he is also the father of zoology। पिता है भाई जूलॉजी और बायोलॉजी के। और मजेदार बात, इन्होंने एनसीईआरटी भी नहीं पढ़ी, और वो भी साइंस, साइंस साइड से थे कि आर्ट साइड से पता है, लेकिन ही इज फादर ऑफ बायोलॉजी एंड। तो अगर वो हो सकते हैं तो आप क्या जनरल साइंस नहीं? आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड। सो इफ यू हैव मेटल then you can do anything. So this is how we will proceed for this particular understanding of geography. And I ensure कि obtaining 280 to 300 is not hard for geography students. Qualifying prelims is not going to be a hurdle for geography optional students. Writing an essay is not going to be a rate determining step for geography optional students. If we have this kind of understanding, then we can catapult ourselves in the league which you people are striving. So I think I made my point clear to you. Decide and let's come to the beautiful journey. And there is a destination also. And indeed, the destination is full of uh, color, full of energy. We have been given a responsibility to serve this beautiful nation. And yes, let's build this nation to bigger height. Let's take this nation to bigger height. Thank you very much. I'm signing off. Thank you.